How's it going, everybody? We are going to be going live tonight with Ian Vassilaros, who has lost 28.2 pounds in 7 weeks on our program. And we're going to be interviewing him tonight, kind of hearing his story, what inspired him to want to lose weight, and what he did to lose it, and kind of his experience and some of the results he's been having. So as we kind of get him on here and get him going, I'm going to invite a few of our other metabolic champions on here to support Ian. That's we do these interviews for a couple of reasons. One of the reasons is it's great to have people who've gone through the program, who know what it's like to get massive success. It's a great example for them to be able to share with others who are going through the program on the success that they've had and how they've been able to achieve it. Ian's had some great realizations about health, some great breakthroughs, and been able to learn some really good healthy habits and things that he's seen to really see some massive success. So that's one of the reasons why we do these. The other reason is to be able to allow them to celebrate. So it's they've been working hard for the last 6 weeks or 7 weeks or however long they've been on the program when we do these interviews, and it's a great way for them to celebrate and really share their success and the things that they've experienced and all the work that they've put into it. So that's a great opportunity. And then it's also a great opportunity for anybody who's maybe not a member of the program to hear what it's like to be able to get their questions answered and that kind of thing. So if you do have questions or anything as we get going here, feel free to post them in the comments below, and I'll answer them if I can on the actual call. Ian can answer them as well if they're for him, and then later obviously we'll be able to answer them if this is not live when we do this. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Jared. I run the Metabolic Reboot program. It is my weight loss program that we typically see 20 to 45 pounds of fat loss in just 6 weeks. There's no exercise. There's no powders, shakes, pills, any of that kind of stuff. Nothing like crazy that we're doing. We don't count calories or points or anything like that. We simply just get the metabolism working the way that it should to allow the body to function the right way and to burn fat the way that it should. And it's an amazing process that everybody who comes on the program and is able to follow it and stick to the guidelines, they see massive success, and that not only in resetting their metabolism and losing weight, but we see just a ton of healthy habits that are developed, and people are able to learn those things that they need, the knowledge, the habits, the skills to be able to really change their life forever. Not only their lives, but their kids' lives, and help their kids eat healthy and have better choices to support them as well. So that's a little bit about me. So I'm going to go ahead and get Ian invited on here. If you guys are watching, go ahead and post in the comments, say hey that you're here, give us a wave, give us a thumbs up, let Ian know that you're here, that you're excited for him, and we'll go ahead and get him added on here. Oops, wrong button. And then we'll hear about Ian and his story. So hey, there he is.
Hola!
How's it going?
It's going well.
Good. Glad to hear it. Is it? Me and Ian live fairly close together. Is it raining up there where you guys are?
It is raining. It's not been terrible, but it's been drizzly, but it's drizzly and cold. So, it's cold.
Pretty much,
thus this.
Yeah, pretty much the same here. So awesome. And Ian's in Rexburg, Idaho, right, Ian?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yep.
They've only been there a short amount of time, so that's it's definitely cold up here. Getting colder than most places. So,
yeah, for sure.
Cool.
We're not Montana. That's sort of my my byline right now. We're not Montana, at least.
Yeah, we're not in Canada quite yet, or Montana, so that's good. Awesome. Well, Ian, I'm super excited to have you on here. I know you've seen some really just awesome results on the program. You've not only with weight and all that fun stuff, but you've had some really good learning experiences and growth and that kind of thing, as far as just healthy habits. So I'm excited to hear about those things. So let's jump in, and let's maybe just share. Again, obviously, as you watch the intro, we share these. You've had some great things you've realized, things you've done on the program to allow you to be super successful. And so that's great. I want to share some of those things for our champions that are in the program, maybe just starting out or in a couple of the first weeks. And so let's first hear though where you were at, maybe your story kind of leading up to the program. I know you're crazy busy. You've started a business, all this stress and all that stuff. So tell me just a little bit about kind of leading up to the program with your life and health and weight and that kind of stuff.
So Jared and I have actually been friends for a little while before we even started doing this diet. And I'd ping him occasionally and ask questions like, hey, what about this? What about this? And I had made a decision that I was sort of challenging myself. I've been challenged from the outside, but I really took the challenge to heart and said, go do something you would never do, right? So I looked at myself and said, what would I never do? I'm a nerd, like nerd, right, with a capital N. And so like the very last thing on my list to ever do, like I swore this when I was young, it's like, I will never run a marathon. So of course, when the challenge came, that's the first that popped in my head. I'm like, okay, I guess I'm running a marathon. So I started training, right? I'm like, okay, I'm going to go do this. And the thing is, I'm a really thin-framed guy. Like, I'm actually built like a runner. And so I've got like I had a doctor take an x-ray. I've got really deep lungs. He's like, you've got runner's lungs. I'm like, what does that mean? It's because I can take really deep breaths. And so I'm like, my body is designed to run. I've got a very lean frame. I'm not a stocky guy. And so when I gain weight, I look like one of those weird spiders that, have like super skinny legs and this big fat bulbous body, right? That's me. Like all of my weight goes around my middle. I've got scrawny arms and scrawny legs. And then, sometimes I get some weight in my face and stuff, but it all goes in the middle. Well, so I start training, I'm starting to run, and what's happening, I've got two major things going on. One is my back keeps getting thrown out. I've got so much weight in front, and I don't have a super strong core that my back kept going out or threatening to go out. I'm like, what is going on? I can't do this. And the second thing is I was exhausted all the time. Like usually when you start exercising, you're really pushing on it, your energy levels start to go up. Mine wasn't. It was getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse until I went for a run and just tanked for days. I couldn't hardly move. I wasn't like so sore I couldn't move. I was just so exhausted I had almost no energy. And I'm like, this isn't right. So I started looking at it. It's like, oh, I think I've got sleep apnea because I wake up a lot because I'm like, my tongue will slide back into my mouth. And my weight is throwing off my my running. So I started reaching out to Jerry. I started doing some research of my own. I was looking at keto for a little while. I've had some friends do that, be really successful. I'm like, I have to lose some weight before I can run. Like I can't keep doing this. I've got to change something really significant. And so I reached out to Jared. He convinced me. He's like, dude, keto's good, but they don't cover all of the important stuff. They don't take care of the foundational problems like all the inflammation. They don't deal with the metabolism. They don't do any of that. Plus, staying in ketosis long term is not good for you, right? So he convinced me to try this. I'm like, all right, I'm in, right? And so I've put the training for the marathon on hold until I can solve these two problems. Well, what's happened is, and I'll jump around just a little bit, but now that I've lost almost 30 pounds, like I'm not waking up at night like I used to. Like my sleep apnea is still there. If I sleep on my back, my tongue will just slide back and block my throat and I'll wake up. But I mean, even when I was on my sides, I would still be waking up because occasionally get blocked because like I still had too much weight around my throat area. Just losing 30 pounds, I'm sleeping better, like way better, right? I have a sleep apnea machine just recently. My mom got one for me. I haven't busted it out yet. I need to because I want to see what happens when I sleep on my back and really see what that. I haven't done it yet. Just I just haven't. So I'll get there. But in the meantime, just losing this weight has already, like, I would be exhausted by like 6 or 7 at night, really tired. Now I'm like, I'm good. I'm going to 8:30. I still turn off around 9. I'm like, my brain's done. I'm going to bed, right? Or I'm going to stay up and play a computer game or watch a show or something, right? But I'm done working. I can't go, But like my energy level is way better. I'm not taking naps. I used to take a nap like every day. Like I've got to lay down for like 15 minutes. I wouldn't take like 3-hour naps, but 15-minute naps. I'd take a cat nap and then lay for another 15 minutes or so, just kind of relax and then get up and go. But I haven't had to take a nap in weeks because I have more energy, right? So I'm really intrigued, like, ooh, what's going to happen when I start running again? Am I going to start getting my energy back? That's really cool. But that's what drove me to want to do the diet in the first place because I'm all about root cause, right? Let's go figure out what's going on. I don't just care about the weight. I want to go at it and take care of the root problem so it doesn't come back. I've done diets before and I'll lose the weight and then they slam back on as soon as you're off the diet. They just come right back on. They don't work. And so I wanted something that was going to be stable and allow me to really do what I wanted to do. So that's kind of how I got into it in the first place.
Yeah, awesome. Well, I appreciate sharing a little bit of what's happened already, and you're absolutely right. And that is something I just got a question from Jenny, Jenny Jones Valentine. She says she's got Hashimoto. She's curious how you feel and your program could help her keep her metabolism balanced. She's had ups and downs. Takes forever to recalibrate when she switches medications. She had surgery about 5 months ago, and she's always off for joint pains. Curious how best her system could help. Well, that's exactly what you're talking about, Ian, is that we look at the root cause. Like, we're not just going to say, let's burn calories and get, less calories in than calories out, and just burn more at the gym and all that kind of stuff. Because as we, experience, like, you'll run and run and run and run, and like the weight doesn't budge, and there's not a lot of change. And we have to be able to get to that root cause. So
Right.
we're not going to go into great detail here, Jenny. Maybe I'll shoot you a message on specifically with Hashimoto's and metabolism, but that is what we do in our program, is we reset the metabolism, help balance hormones, really kind of get to that root cause, like you said, Ian, and allow the body to just start functioning the right way so that you can just start losing weight quickly. But then not only that, because a lot of programs will do that. If you starve yourself, you'll probably lose weight. But you want to
I've done that.
Yeah, it's not a fun thing to do. And then the weight just comes right back on, which we don't want to have happen. So you're right on with that. So I appreciate that. I did want to address that because Jenny had asked that question. So Jenny, I'll shoot you a message if you're still watching, and we'll talk more about the Hashimoto specifically. So okay, awesome, Ian. So you were training for a marathon. You had a challenge to do something that you would never do before. You said, I'm going to run a marathon. The weight was too much, pain, all that kind of stuff. Obviously there was some sleep apnea happening. Okay, so you joined the program. You've been now 7 weeks on the program.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just kind of transitioning into the maintenance phase, getting off the losing phase. Tell me just a little bit maybe about your experience as you've kind of gone through the program. I know you mentioned some of the results you've seen, but maybe you don't have to give us a great detailed breakdown day by day, but just kind of what you experienced throughout the program as far as things you started to see, things you noticed, that kind of stuff as you went through the program.
Okay. So one of the core things about this program that's different from other diets. Now, I know some of the other diet programs, I guess Weight Watchers, some of these guys, they'll talk about, like, look, you really want to be motivated, you got to find a reason to do it. But part of this is Jared has a mindset thing where he talks about, well, why are you doing this, right? And you review the mindset every day, right? And what's been really helpful for me, because I internalize that pretty quickly, because I'm like, I know why I'm doing this. I want to do this marathon. I'm taking this challenge seriously, right? But I put that in my mindset along with the weight that I wanted to reach. That I review it every day in my head. And what it did is, like, when you decide you want to do something, you really are in it, then suddenly things aren't temptations. Like, people have been eating cookies and ice cream around me. I'm not going, oh, I wish I could have that. I'm like, have fun, guys. It looks delicious, smells good, not interested. And I really wasn't, because I wanted, like, I love treats. Give me some chocolate. Right? But I want this more. And I do. It's not a mind trick. I wasn't just, tricking myself into thinking I didn't really. No, I'm like, no, yeah, I totally want that. But I want this more. And I reviewed that every day, and it helped me stay like I know I've been on diets, I've cheated on diets before, but this time I'm like, no, I am not cheating on this thing. I think I made a few mistakes along the way, things I wasn't aware of that I wasn't doing right.
Oh, he's frozen.
Yeah,
You there, Ian?
I got a call right when in the middle of this.
Oh,
So, anyways, and so anyways, there it is again. I've got my family trying to call me all of a sudden. They knew I was on this. I don't know why they're calling me. Anyways, so Jared, sorry, I might have to actually take one of these calls. So, because I keep getting called over and over again, like they're trying to get a hold of me, and so I don't know. There might be, if someone calls me again, I'll have to jump over. Yep.
okay. Oh, Okay, so Ian, maybe he took the call. We'll wait here for a second, see if he pops back. But let's talk really quick since we're on it. If you're still with us, Jenny, we'll address your question just really quick. So Hashimoto's, yeah, absolutely. We see a lot of people with thyroid problems. And oh, Ian, you there?
Yeah, I'm back. Hopefully, I won't
Okay.
get another call. I might. I don't know, but
Okay, cool. No, you're good. I was just addressing the question while you were gone, so we're okay. Go ahead.
okay. All right. So anyways, the mindset all by itself, right? You take a regular diet and you put in the mindset piece, and that diet would be way more successful because that's half the problem is like, oh, I've got so much temptation. People are eating good food around me. I get invited to a restaurant where people invite me over for dinner, or people are coming over for dinner. I have to make a separate meal. You have all these things like food is a constant presence in our life. And so the mindset all by itself helps to keep you focused. Say, no, I want that. I can acknowledge that I want that, but I want this more. And that has been really helpful for me. And so I'm grateful for that piece. And then some other pieces for me that have been really good have been kind of the realization of, you know what, my body's going to do what it's going to do, right? And so if other people's bodies react differently, like we were just talking, there's somebody else on the program that's just lost more weight in 3 weeks than I've lost in 7, right? And my initial reaction when I saw that was a little bit of envy. And then I stepped back and said, are you kidding me? I'm so happy where I'm at, and I'm thrilled for them. That is awesome that that's happening for them. That's great. I am not going to get mad because my body's doing something different. No, no, no. I am really happy with my results because I'm sleeping better. I have more energy. Who cares if they're losing more weight than me? For me, it was never about how I looked. I could care less. Like, seriously, I will like go into public and pretend like I'm pregnant. I don't care, right? It doesn't bother me. I'm not one of those, oh, body image things. No, no, no. But the practicality of it is, you know, hey, I want to run a marathon and I cannot do it with this weight. I can't do it, right? So this was really helpful for me to kind of let go of some of these things of me. It's like, no, my body's okay where it's at, and I'm going to lose and be happy and do well there and not even worry about it. So that was a really good realization for me. And whether it helped me lose more weight or not, I don't care. I'm happy. I'm good. And that's really the important thing, isn't it? Is you learn how to be happy, and this stuff can help you be happy. Anyways.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome. So it sounds like there's been some just moments of like, this is for me, and I realize that I need to stick to this, and I have my why. And that's a good realization. I think a lot of us, especially in our social media age, where we compare ourselves to other people and what they're doing, what we're not doing, and so even around our weight and our bodies, and that's a great realization to have as far as just like, I'm good with where I'm at. I'm happy with my body. I'm happy with my life, and so that's awesome. That's a great realization for people in the program who just are starting or whatever. Like, trust the process. We always say trust the process. Allow your body to do what it needs to do. Don't judge or compare yourself to other people or even to yourself. Right, from week to week, like there's a little bit of ups and downs, but over the course of the 6 weeks, we typically see 20 to 45 pounds, which is we got to allow our body to do that. So that's awesome.
Yep.
So, okay, awesome. So tell me, what are some things kind of on that note? What are some things maybe for people who've joined the program, looking for some like, okay, how do I get the most out of this? What are some things you found that were helpful for you other than maybe the mindset and that, that helped you kind of get through the program and really see the success you've seen?
So I hit this just a little bit when I was talking about the mindset, right? There's always the temptation around it. Like I said, food is part of our life. In fact, it's woven into our culture really deeply, right? And so it's not just the mindset, me saying, I really want this, right? It helped me so much to be able to acknowledge, yeah, that food looks really good. It smells good. Yeah, sure, I can feel a part of me that wants that. If I'm like, no, I can't be around that. It's too much for me. The more I would push it away, the more it would come back to get me, right? Like, oh, I'm more and more tempted. But to remove the temptation, all I had to do was just acknowledge, like, yeah, that looks really good. It smells good. Yeah, I have a part of me that wants that. But this other part of me wants this other thing more. So I'm going to pass. But thanks for offering, guys. Like, just acknowledging it took so much sting out of the temptation that it wasn't really a thing. Like, I never really spent any real time being tempted to cheat. I just wasn't, because I acknowledge, like, yeah, that looks really good. You know, my stepson made cookies, and he's a good baker, right? So he made some cookies, chocolate chip cookies, favorite, you know, coming off the oven, fresh baked, oh, so good. And I looked at him, smelled him, like, that smells great. It's just I felt the flash of, oh, those look really good. I'm like, nah, yeah, I'm good. And I was able to say, but I want them, but not as much as I want this. So that was really helpful for anybody who's really struggling on the program to just acknowledge, like, don't pretend that you don't want the stuff. Just say, yeah, I want that, but I want this other thing more. And then you feel that, and then it shifts, and you're like, it's not a thing. I'm okay. You
Yeah.
guys can eat whatever you want. Eat it in front of me. You always had the people like, oh, this is so good. Do you want some? I was like, oh, I want some, but not that bad. So have fun.
Yeah. Cool. That,
So
that's
that's really helpful.
that's huge. I think that's huge in like, I mean, that can be applied to anything in life. I mean, even if
Hmm.
you're like, let's just take fear for a second. If you're scared to do something or you're stressed about something, acknowledge the emotion that it's there and then say, well, that's okay. It's there. I realize it's not going to kill me. Like, I don't need, like whatever it is, right? And it's with food, like, I don't need that food. I'm not going to die if I don't
Hmm.
eat it. Sometimes we feel like we do, but just to acknowledge that, yeah, it's there. I do want it. That's fine, but I want this more. I want to be able to be healthy now and long term. I want to run my marathon. I want to, whatever it is for you that's motivating. That's huge, huge mindset component. So that's powerful.
Yeah,
Appreciate that.
yeah.
That's
It
awesome.
was really helpful. Another very practical thing, and I mentioned this on our Facebook group, but I'll say it again. I don't think I have it in here with me. No, I don't. Like the 120 ounces of water a day, that's intimidating and difficult. Like if you're like, all right, I'll just drink some glass of water. Every time I think I'll drink a glass of water, that's 8 ounces. Man, you have to do like, what, 20 of those? It's going to be a lot of glasses of water. You're constantly interrupting your day to get up and get a glass of water. You just can't do that, right? And so I have a 32-ounce water bottle that I cart around with me nearly everywhere, right? And I'm sucking on that thing. I only have to fill it up 3 times. I mean, I fill it up first thing in the morning, right? But I don't have to refill it 3 times. It's only 3 interruptions to my day versus like 12 or 15 if you're doing an 8-ounce glass of water, right? And so it's really practical, and it allows me to really get the water down a lot more easily because I can say, all right, I need to get 2.5 of these things down before I even touch lunch, right? And then I can ease through the last 1.5 and throughout the rest of the day, so I'm not up all night peeing, right? It's not fun to wake up at 11 and then 2 and then 5 with a full bladder. So try to get most of your water done early in the day. I'm just saying. But the water bottle is a very practical thing. So helpful to have a large water bottle, 32 ounces. I guess some people like the 64-ounce, like big, huge mugs. That doesn't seem very practical to carry around. It doesn't fit in water bottle containers in cars and stuff. But the 32-ounce bottle, it's great. I love it. And so it makes things really easy as far as getting the water down. That's helpful. Because otherwise I would forget. It's like, oh, I've got to drink some water. We'll get a glass. I come back. I work for several hours. Oh, I'll get another glass, and let me drink again. And at the end of the day, I've had 24 ounces, right? So
Yeah.
I've had 4 glasses of water. It's like, oh, what am I supposed to do? The water bottle. It's just it's just a practical, helpful thing. I also will grab my meats. I think everybody does this, but I'll grab a whole bunch. I'll just portion them up into 4-ounce bits and then stick them in bags and stick them in the freezer, and I can just pull them out and thaw them as I need. Some people make whole meals ahead of time. I've had too much going on. I haven't done a lot with recipes. I'm just straightforward. Like, look, if I'm gonna have sirloin, I'm gonna make a steak, drop some mushrooms on it, And if I'm gonna have chicken, then I'll have some chicken, put some spices on it, and then I'll eat my veggies separate or whatever. I haven't done a lot of mixing. Just haven't had the bandwidth to really wrap my brain around some of these deeper recipes, but some of them look really good. But anyways, that's just some practical stuff for me.
Yeah. Cool. Very cool. So making sure you get your water early, get on a routine, prepping a little bit, kind of separating out your meats and planning. That's all
Yeah, that makes a difference.
cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, good. Those are like just really practical key things that I think are going to help. They'll help anybody that even isn't on the program, right? Like to
Yep.
prep your food and like be aware, drink a lot of water, get on the habit. I mean, those are great things. So
Drink a lot of water anyways.
yeah,
Maybe not 120 ounces, but water's really important. Diet Coke is not water.
no,
Just saying.
nothing but water is water. That's what we say on the program. Like you need to be drinking water and lots of it. I mean, if you're not even on the program, I mean, 80, 90 ounces a day is great. So just just go for it. So, okay, awesome. So tell me a little bit about, you mentioned like energy and that. Tell me like what you've experienced as far as like changes in your body or things you've noticed as the kind of results you've seen as you've gone through the process.
So without going into great detail, I will say I have had certain bowel problems. I remember the first time I was having certain bowel problems in sixth grade. Sixth grade, long time. Like my whole life, I've had certain bowel problems. They're not like diagnosable. You don't go to the doctor and talk about it, but I've just noted like, huh, that's really annoying. Gone. Like it's not a thing anymore. Like in 7 weeks, like something I've had since I remember since sixth grade, and I probably had it before then. I just noticed it in sixth grade for the first time, right? Just it's not a thing anymore. I'm like, oh, that's really cool. So I'm not going to gross anybody out with details, but I'm just saying, like, this really cleans out your intestines and solves some pretty major problems. I mentioned earlier, like more energy. I used to have to take a nap every day, and now, I mean, it's been a while. Like occasionally, if I've been up late and then I'm up early, I'm like, I'm really tired. I need a nap. Like I'll go do that, and I cat nap. I'm not one of those like I'm gonna sleep for 2 hours. I set an alarm. I'm up in like 15 minutes. If I go longer, then I'm groggy, right? So if I do 15 minutes, I can fall asleep quick and wake up and I'm good. But I haven't had like hardly at all in the last month or so. Like the first couple of weeks that I was doing this, I still had to take a lot of naps. Like the last month, I probably had 2 naps. I'm good during the day, which heartens me, like makes me excited to go run again. Like, yes, I'm gonna have to do another round. I still have too much weight on me to be able to run. It's still gonna throw my back out, and I've got to strengthen my core anyway. So I'll be doing this again in January to drop the next chunk. But once I get to a point where I can wear a belt comfortably because it's not overlapping and digging into the bottom of my stomach, then yeah, I'm totally gonna go train, and I'm excited to be able to get more energy through running instead of tanking, right? So that thing, like just more energy has been good. Like additional clarity of mind because I'm not so tired. My brain's been working better, so I'm able to think more clearly, work longer, which is good when you're starting a business. That's important. You gotta put in the time. Anyways, that's been really helpful. Um, although, boy, like in order to not be hungry, I have to have these massive, like I'm eating like 10 cups of salad twice a day. It's big salads. It's a lot of prep time, and getting some variety has been a bit of a challenge. But I can feel the difference, right? Like I eat these salads, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is doing good for my body in a lot of ways. So it's like there's other things that are less concrete that I couldn't point at, but I'm like, yeah, this is working a little better, and this is working a little better, and just overall, like things are working really well. So if I had to pick the major ones, like energy level gone up, obviously the weight drop, but like I said earlier, I'm not really a body image guy. I don't really care how I look so much. It's more the practicality. It's annoying to lean over and try to tie your shoes, and you're like, okay, hold your breath. Take your shoes, that's irritating. Oh my gosh, it's so annoying. So it's the practical stuff that matters to me. So the weight loss is good. I'm sleeping better, more energy, that kind of thing. So yeah, those are kind of the main things. It's nice to be able to wear some of these shirts I'd sort of written off as, permanent losses. My kids got me a shirt for Christmas that they bought it. It was already too small and I couldn't wear it. I wore it. I was able to put it on last week for the first time. I'm like, yes, it fits. So
Awesome.
yeah, stuff like that. It's good.
Good. No, that is so cool to hear. I always say there's like the real results of losing weight of like you obviously drop the weight, your energy increases, you're feeling better, you're sleeping better, joint pain, all that stuff. But then the fun side effects are like I get to wear clothes that I haven't been able to wear before, and all that fun stuff. So and you get to bend over without like catching your breath, and walk up the stairs.
Fantastic.
All that kind of
And
stuff.
I have these great, funny, nerdy shirts that I haven't been able to wear in a while. I'm looking forward to putting those back on.
Nice. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, that's great, Ian. I love to hear your success. Love to hear your I know you have strong motivation. You've stuck to the program like super, super well. You're a great example for all of us to be healthy. You're a great example for all of our other champions on the program. So I love to hear it. Love hearing your advice for those coming in. So if you were to if there were a person, not necessarily like a person just a group of people or someone you feel like would benefit from the program, and is there somebody you feel like that would really benefit, or a group of people or type of person that might benefit?
I mean, there's so many. I could toss in so many groups in there, right? For me, so what attracted me, and so I'd say, let's talk about people kind of like me in this way, is that I do root causes, right? I'm not one to jump in. I don't do fad diets. I don't. I mean, I've tried a couple, but like I said, it didn't have great effects in the long run, right? I'm not one to go for that. So for people who want to know that this is hitting root causes and that it's not just, hey, starve yourself and you lose some weight and hopefully you'll keep it off, but we're not going to follow up with you afterwards and good luck with that. Have fun in your life, right? Uh, it's like people that the deeper stuff really matters. Like Jared and I, like I actually had a conversation with him. It was like 2 hour long conversation. I asked a bunch of questions about kind of the long term, like what does this look like, 2 months down the line, 5 months, 6 months, 5 years down the line, right? And I asked a lot of very important questions, and he had some really good answers, which gave me a lot of the information that I was looking for, like root cause, like deep stuff, like this is why this works, and this is why you can't do these things, right? And that was incredibly helpful because it didn't just tell me that you know what you're talking about, it told me that this is solid, right? The whole thing is solid. This isn't just a fly-by-night, like, oh, hey, we're going to help people lose weight and then we're going to disappear and, laugh with your money like, that's
Yeah.
great. Like a lot of the guys on the Biggest Loser, right? A lot
Yeah.
of them earn those weight, they gain that weight back. Well, why? Because they didn't change anything fundamental. Some of them did, but
Right.
most of them didn't, right? It was all just outward changes. And so to actually change something inside of you, like that matters. And so like the people that I think this would really be good for is not just those people looking to lose weight, but the people who are like, I don't want a fad diet. I don't want something that's just gonna, like, oh yeah, everyone's popular and everyone says that this thing's works, but I want to know this thing is actually foundationally solid and is going to be something that is doable. Like it's what's the word? Sustainable. That's the word I'm looking for, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you've been doing this for 5 years. So I can't promise the level of perfection you have attained in 5 years, but I know that I want this bad enough that I've made some fundamental change on how I view food and how I'm going to handle things from here on out, right? And so for people that want something that's not just a fad diet, but actually is really solid, then I would say that that's a great group of people for this.
Yeah. Awesome. I couldn't agree with you more. That's why if you're
Shock, you
watching
couldn't?
this, yeah, if you're watching this and you're like, I'm kind of interested, like we chat with everybody before they join our program because we want to make sure they're a good fit, that aren't just looking for a quick fix, that aren't just looking for like, hey, give me this next powder or pill and it's going to change my life. Like we want to help you change your life and learn how to do it the right way. Like you said, I've been doing this for a long time. And it comes with time. Like trust me, in the first 6 months, 8 months, it didn't look like I live now, but donuts were always my weakness. I would always text my wife and say, oh, I had another donut at work today, and like I'd feel bad, and, my head hung in shame. Anyway, it comes with time, but like you said, is being aware, understanding, having the knowledge, and making those fundamental changes, not just with your metabolism, but in your life, with your mindset of like, I know what I need to nourish my body now, and I know that I need to do it the right way. And anyway, so that's awesome. No, I appreciate you that I think that's exactly who I think the program is perfect for. Those are the people I look for. So that's awesome. Well, good. Well, Ian, I appreciate you sharing your story. I won't take any more of your time, but you've shared some just pearls of wisdom here for people in the program, outside the program. You've seen some amazing success. We've got another couple of weeks, obviously, on maintenance together, where maintenance is where we lock in that weight down, help it become permanent for you in that set point. And then, we'll look forward to helping you drop even more so you get back into training and get on your way to your marathon. So super pumped for you. And appreciate, all your wisdom here and sharing this on the live. So thanks for joining us today.
All right, good to be here.
Okay, awesome. Well, we'll chat later.
Thanks, Jared.
Okay,
Bye.
see you.